familiar with this squad, most likely from the region, and playing against them in Puerto Rico. And these two are going to battle it out on the pitch as we get into game one.
Puerto Rico, Coquita, Mexico. Just like that, we're starting this one off with a bang as we see a nice look here for the green, white, and red. And Puerto Rico just a little slow on the defensive end.
Yep, off the kickoff. Well, not quite the kickoff, 13 seconds in, but basically off the rip here. 13 in, first goal going the way of Mexico. This is going to be the more seasoned team of the two, though Puerto Rico, statistically through closed qualifiers, performed just about as well on paper as Mexico did. Mexico was the harder region overall, I believe, in terms of competition, so I'm going to weight that the stat line out of Mexico a little bit higher than what it shows.
All right, now Puerto Rico had a nice little look there. Mexico battles it out, drops it in front. Sebs finishes it off. And Mexico one more time will not be denied as they take this one and double their score.
Great attempt there by Coquita to just go ahead and solo it in. I really like the start of it. They do have Sebs that comes in to finish it. That could have been one. He accidentally flips left instead of flipping forward or double jumping to make touch on that ball. He was very happy that his teammate was there to finish it off. Kickoff goal here. Ness gonna come through from the midfield, puts another one on net. And man, the attack from Mexico, just one after another. We're not even through the first minute of play, not the first 50 seconds yet, off dot.
You know, that last one I'll call the okie doke, all right? Just a little bit of okie doke. Coquita shows up and... Okay, that last one, I'm going to call the okie doke. Just a little bit of okie doke and, well, yeah. A different style kickoff goal. First time it was a pop-up. This time, just a hard fight. We got another kickoff. Brace yourselves. All right.
Okay.
No trip down memory lane. And this time it's a Puerto Rican offensive push. Just kidding.
Good catch there from Sebs to go ahead and bring that one out to the sidewall. Again, 4 goals so far. Kickoffs, something that I don't know that we've really talked about heavily here, other than the fact that, you know, kickoff goals are important one way or the other. Well, your kickoff game is very important, and it shows here, right? Off the kickoff, they've scored a couple goals. They're able to get up to 4-0 stat line here in the opening. And that's going to be one of the differences that you're going to run into and you're going to see quite a bit throughout, especially as we get into tomorrow. And even more so, we're going to see just how far that mind game goes when we get to, you know, a USA-Canada matchup. If we get that one, I'm assuming that we will get it at some point.
Owl just barely denying that one from Ness as he barrels down the field. Won't be able to find it. This time it's Madman Lugos.
Oh.
And Puerto Rico find themselves on the offensive side for the second time this contest. Ness here, surrounded by Puerto Rican jerseys, isn't going to be able to convert. And again, Puerto Rico find themselves a nice setup here. Not going to be taken by Madman. Owl shoots, but it's errant and way too high, so Sebs is the one traveling downfield. Pops it up for the trailer. Ness meets his Owl, and the left side shot will not come from Coquita.
We're starting to see them change the speed up, right? The beginning was too quick, too many attacks. Another one there. Coquita almost solos it off the backboard into the double touch, but Puerto Rico starting to speed up. There's been a couple that Owl's gone for where there's been a loose ball. Mexico is clearing far. They're not keeping the ball close to the vest. They're not holding it with them. They are doing these power moves downfield, which is giving some touches over to Puerto Rico. The read just isn't quite there. Owl was gone for a couple where he's tried to play just a little too quick, and he's been ahead of the ball rather than where meeting the ball where it was going to be. As they figure this out, shot downfield from Ness, and that one saved away. But as Puerto Rico settles into that, I think we might see a little bit different game too. I'm hoping that they come out and they feel a bit more comfortable and say, hey, here's the pace of play. Yeah, we got beat. Where defense is held up, we held them after they did those 4 basically kickoff goals to us in the first minute. We held them from that point on. Thus far, we need to come out. That's the pace of play. We're comfortable on defense. Now we got to transition into offense. Owl's going to have to come into the corner here up against Sebs. And this one will be rolled out and downfield.
.90 to go. Coquita sets up the trailer. Nice shove there from the Puerto Rican defense. Ness going to keep it alive. Coquita takes it away, right in front of the goal. Sebs dunks it in. 5 for Mexico.
Disgusting little touch here at the end. So Coquita has the beat over 1, and then that little wave dash as he hits the ground to get underneath and gets that pop on that ball. Just that nice soft touch up and over the defender. Beautiful setup, and Sebs, all the faith in the world in his teammate to get it there for him, and he just punches it in. 5-0 Mexico.
One more time, Ness pushes it downfield. Coquita tosses it into the net for the 6-0 lead.
Things starting to break down now. At this point, though, I'm expecting this, right? I'm not trying to judge Puerto Rico here. I'm still in the mode of, hey, you held them for a long time. Hey, you got to figure out how to get that offense transition now. Where's the speed at, right? Right now, you're not winning this game. This game's done. So right now, figure out what you can do offensively. If you give up a few goals, it doesn't matter. In the overall stat line, it means nothing at this point in the game. Try and figure out your way to get down on offense and score a goal. At least get one to take with you to the next one.
I see where you're coming from, and I don't overall deny you the credit. However, I think you were on something when you were going for the 4-0, you've held them. Because those were quick goals, a couple of them were cheeky, and like, oh well. But the problem is, Mexico came back after the fact and continued to score in strong fashion. And here's another opportunity, at least denied by PUR.
It comes, though, when they start sending 3 downfield and overcommit. So, yeah, you're scoring, but they're now giving you the open net. They're not doing the defensive rotation anymore. My thought is that they're trying to figure out what does the offensive rotation look like. We've got it down on defense. We know how to meet them at the ball. You've got to find a way, and we're just going to, Ness score again. We'll just continue on because this is just kind of rinse and repeat at this point. 7 on the clock, 7 seconds on the board. Nice little matchup. I don't know why that's where my brain is at the moment, but they got to find a way to get offense working. So I like that if you're going to do it now when it doesn't matter and you're not going to make the comeback. Try and figure some things out to take in and talk about in between games and transition for game 2.
For me, it's all about the conversation about game number 2 here as Mexico has put a dot on this one and take game number 1 in extraordinary fashion. 7 goals above 0, as Puerto Rico are only able to get 2 total shots on net.
2 total shots on net, and defensively, they just took a barrage. I mean, you talk about the number of goals that were scored, 7. There was another 10 that were on net that were saved. So, man, you've got to find a way to make them respect your offense, because right now there is no respect for the offense, so they're just on all-out attack. Mexico is just going to continue to do this until you give them a reason to leave that third man back and make sure that they're not giving up open nets, because right now they own the midfield rotation, they own your back boost.
Mexico destroying Puerto Rico. Absolute destruction. Really no other word for it. And we will ready up here for game number 2. Coquita, Ness, and Sebs. The in-game score says that it's all about Coquita, but I was looking a lot at what Ness was able to do. Coquita really, finished things off. And so I think I was setting up this statement to say that Ness actually took it away from me. But at the end of the day, I think Coquita was the guy.
Coquita was the guy. Ness, though, 3 assists. He gets the Playmaker Award, so he is out there doing work. He had goals on the board as well. He's kind of all over the place. He's the if this is Mario Kart, he's your Mario. He's the all-rounder. He kind of checks all the boxes. He makes sure he's doing something on all ends of the field. You want that in a player. You want that glue player on a team. You need at least one. If you look at any top-end team, there's always one glue player, and he feels like that guy for me on this squad.
Game number 2 beginning. And, well, it's already a different game for Puerto Rico. It's still 0-0 at 4:37 on the clock here. Madman Lugos passes to no one. And Sebs will start an offensive push. Stuck more here in the midfield. And Puerto Rico need to get outside of this side of the field. Sebs won't get the shot, but Ness will. Does he have the angle? Yes, he does. And just like that, Mexico snatched the lead one more time.
I wanted to yell out for Sebs if he would have made this ridiculous touch, but Ness goes high there, expecting the ball to come off of somebody, able to use all of his mechanics, gets flipped around, gives that little touch of boost, just that little tap, drops right on, nose touches it right under the bar, just on the money shot.
Smooth, smooth, smooth is
Sealed
Ness.
that one too.
Okay. As Mexico puts the second one in, Ness just from a distance. Coquita, really.
I mean, don't worry. I was just, it's okay, man. I'm just securing it to make sure that ball's going in. I wasn't sure. It looked like it was cleanly inside that post, but I needed to finish it off for you real quick.
You know, to be fair, I think the touch from Ness was important. This time around, Ness does not climb high enough to find that one. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. And so it remains 2-0.
Oh, nice touch.
Puerto Rico here trying to turn things around. Noisy Boy pops it up. Owl in the midfield, and Madman Lugo's here to Owl, but it's Coquito who gets there first. Demo from Ness to set one up. And the Puerto Rican defense shows up, thankfully, for them and their fans. You want to keep this a 2-0 game before it gets away from you.
Yeah, they're not looking at a 4-0 stat line in the opening minute, which is good. Ness with the flip reset, goes ahead, fakes it down, tries to send it up off the backboard for Coquita, and the save is there. Puerto Rico holding on for the moment, keeping this at a 2-0 deficit rather than letting it get too far away from them.
And so that Seb's denial will lead himself. Oh, again. And that's what I was going to say about the Seb's shot, was that it was a little bit off. Ness will not be denied. Hat trick for the end man.
Ends up going for him. I thought Sebs was going to have that touch before where he just kind of, thank you, sir, scooped it right off his teammate in the midfield. In the end, it causes enough chaos on the back end, breaks up the Puerto Rico defense, and another open net is found for Ness. Hat trick. Man, I was saying he was kind of the glue on the other end in game one. In this one, he is the firing force, and they are now just looking to freestyle and have some fun. That is a ridiculous call pre-jump. Hey, man, I'm in the air. Feed me the ball. And it almost turns into a perfect upper 90 goal.
Almost.
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 I respect the effort. I respect the attempt. I respect Ness quite a bit because he's just crushing out goals. For now, for what do you call him? The end man, Ness Coffee, getting it done.
Fantastic.
He had his coffee today. He is firing.
He is firing on all cylinders.
You heard the Garrett interview, and you heard Garrett drinks coffee before the match, threw that in his name, and he's like, I'm wired. Had 5 cups, let's go.
Oh, Coquita. Oh, no, doesn't go for the shot, goes for the bank instead. Seb's here right-hand side. And Noisy Boy tries to get on out of here. Would love to see Puerto Rico make a play here. Madman can't get the touch. And so it's Seb's one more time. Ness doesn't have the angle. And the weight. Owl with the demo. The ball plops on down. Madman takes it away from Seb's. And Ness battling it out with MML. Right-hand side, Ness gets involved, and Sebs is here to answer. Ness, ooh, I don't know, same team, buddy. Same team, buddy.
Looking to, I think his teammate was trying to jump up and get a pinch with them. One of the things that they're doing really well, too, Mexico starting off on that play was, you know, they have that field presence. They had a guy wide left, guy in the center of the field back on net to cover, and man out on the right wing that was able to turn, pick that ball up. The spread has been really solid for Mexico because they've been given the ability to have that space. They're winning basically one-on-ones with the way that Puerto Rico's playing without having this quick 1-2 punch attack. That threat's not there. You're able to just kind of man coverage. And in this case, in one-on-one, Mexico just stacks up better.
Nice save there from Coquita. A rare save. Not that Mexico's bad on defense. They just rarely find themselves playing defense because all they do is O. Seb's here, the only player from Mexico to score besides Ness.
How dare you take that goal away from Ness, Sebs? What are you doing?
Oh, man. 5-0. Game number 1 was 7-0. And with 50 seconds left to go. Puerto Rico trying to crack the goose egg.
This one's going to be a big clear there. Seb's taking all the time with that space he's given. He bombs one down, and Coquita, rather than opting to take the controlled approach, just tries to force one through the corner. You can kind of see Mexico's just at a point now where they're just seeing if they can just speed up the play. You're not seeing them go for, never mind. Of course, as I say that, I was going to say you're not really seeing them go for these kind of solo-style air dribbles immediately off the backboard, tries to carry one down the field just to shut me up. But it will not happen, sir. I'm paid to talk.
Ooh, look cute. And that's right there will be denied by Noisy Boy. One more time. We count it down. And one more time, Mexico brings it home. Another shutout from the Mexican squad, Coquita, Sebs, and Ness.
I mean, you kept 2 shots. You didn't have to make as many saves. And they didn't score as much. That's about all the positives that I can find there on those stat sheets. You got something else for me? Because I'm not seeing it.
Problem here for Puerto Rico is, yeah, you know, defense, sure. Defense wins championships, sure. Only 2 shots on goal for the second game in a row for PR. That is the issue.
You know, defense wins championships. We're not in a championship match right now. So offense gets you there. You need to score some points, and having the goals and assist column be all zeros makes it really hard to do so. They're going to need to find a way to not only score, but also still have better defense, because Mexico right now on the runaway, they did slow them down a bit. It's not 7 goals this time. It's only 5, but shaving off only 2 would still leave them with 3. And if you go back and look at the records, typically if you can score 3 goals in a game, you've probably won that one through most tournament Rocket League.
I'd say so.
3's a pretty good number. If you're hitting 3 goals per game every single time, you're probably doing pretty well overall.
Yeah, it's might be putting it lightly, as Mexico is doing anything but that, as the heavy hand from Mexico is certainly showing up. Noisy Boy, though, starting this one off good for Puerto Rico. A nice look for Madman, snatched away with a hand in the face. Now, Sebs down the right field line, trying to dish to the teammate, but the trailer not there. Ness slowing it down. And another good look for Puerto Rico, but another one stolen away by Ness, but Madman wants to keep it on his terms. Shot there, denied again by Mexico defense.
The double Madman on the rotation back. Your teammate's not, you have one teammate in front of you. You can't see the other teammate. You're outside of your defensive third. You have to assume that your man's behind you and that he's going to have that. You can't jump for that from the midfield like that. They're very lucky that they didn't get scored on. That should have been a goal because your other man was all the way downfield and nowhere to be found.
Problem was, Puerto Rico here.
Problem is, Puerto Rico here has not been able to score. And they're getting ripped off the pitch as we talk about it. Goal, possibly.
Oh!
Mexico finishes it off the own goal. You finally got one, but it's the wrong end.
Coquita here a little bit off the mark. And you know what? A lot of these Rocket League own goals are just kind of, it was going in anyway, but haha, we like to say it.
That was not.
That one was not. And that's just adding injury to the insult that has been this series. Puerto Rico really needs to pick it up. And I'll be honest, in the first minute, they've looked better here in game number 3 than they have the entire series, and it is still not enough. I really would like to see Puerto Rico pick it up, but Mexico's picking it up and putting it down.
Again, Madman Lugos. If you go back and watch that, somebody go back and clip it. He takes off straight down center field, expecting his teammate to stay back, not going to challenge the ball. There's literally nothing that you are going for in the midfield. Puts himself out of rotation, and that causes the open net and the awkwardness for him to have to come back. So,
Madman
Lugos
can't handle it one more time. I got excited.
I know.
I ran you over. I thought Puerto Rico was going to be able to convert that one.
I was functioning off of the fact that they hadn't scored one yet, and I was assuming a little bit. Might have been a little rude. There was on the one-on-one. I'm calling Mexico's number every time from what I've seen thus far. They just haven't been able to finish. Again, it's misses in rotations. It is miscommunications. Ooh. And anytime I see something where I see that blatant of a double commit that we talked about earlier, ooh, that is where I start to question what is going on with the team. If the comms aren't there, the team play is not going to be there.
We're still spending more time on the blue side of the field than we have all
Absolutely.
series. We're still seeing more shots on goal than we have all series. We're still seeing more control out of Puerto Rico than we have all series. Owl with a demo on the Sebs, setting up and letting down one more time. Owl on the right-hand side, stolen away by Coquito, pops up above one, puts it on down, but the save is good from OWL. And we've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. And we've got one goal for Puerto Rico as Madman Lugos delivers finally what the fans have been waiting for.
What a recovery there, too. You see him get bumped instantly right onto his drift key, slides back around, gets right back on the ball, lost a little bit of momentum, but not enough to take him out of the play. On the ball, shot on net, Puerto Rico, finally, game 3, they have a goal.
Let's see if that's a catalyst. Could be enough to wake the team up. This one is different. It's not 7-0. It's not 6-0. It was 2-0. Puerto Rico cuts the lead in half with a single goal. And counting down from 148, Ness has control, and Puerto Rico will look for transition.
So in the last series, you talked about the importance of game 2s. I'm actually a firm believer in game 3s. And third goals for Mexico make me less believing in game 3s. Game 3 is really a big one. In a series of 5, that is where the momentum shifts happen. If you can take a game 3, even if you're down 2, you can start to swing that momentum back. Now, down 2, they're going to have to find 2 more goals. I thought it was doable at 1. 2 goals might be a little tall of an order.
Just might be, but not counting them out until somebody winds up singing. Owl here tries to make it past Sebs, can't and won't. So Noisy Boy with the chase down, but it's Coquito one more time. Madman Lugos pushing it out. Madman Lugos pushing it down. Madman Lugos looking for a midfield player, and Noisy Boy facing the wrong way. Instead, it's Coquita up above, tries to drop it on down, and it's stolen by Madman. He was the one to score last time around. Last 60 seconds. We'll see if Puerto Rico can get one last breath.
They're going to need 2 last breaths if they're going to get this one done. 1 breath won't be enough. Madman Lugos, the guy that scored the goal, looking to chase this one down as Owl gets pushed forward. Madman trying to create some bumps, create some space, unable to get a touch. Noisy just off the mark as Sebs moves it around him, and an open net the other end. If that's not the nail in the coffin, I don't know what is.
That's the dagger, folks. 4-1. Mexico stands tall, a hair above half a minute. And Puerto Rico, unfortunately, trailing by 3. Coquita goes up, will be denied by Mr. Madman. And Mexico's team has looked phenomenal. They've got a lot of okey-doke goals. When we look at the 7, when we look at the 5, sure, not every single one of them is straight up and down a peanut butter jelly jam, but a lot of them really have to do with just some good old-fashioned play.
The majority of them come off of just clean touches, good pass plays, knowing where their teammate is, communication, really a lot of the basics that we talk about all the time. If you're doing the basics and you're doing the basics well, the fundamentals, you will win games.
Mexico has fun with the fundamentals here. Win games they do. 7 in the first one, 5